Hello everyone, welcome to another X-Wing video. Today we're going to look at the recently spoiled Jabba the Hutt crew card. So FFG put the article out earlier on today, and it really only spoils the one card, but it's Jabba the Hutt. It's big enough for us to actually do a full video on. So here we have him. Jabba the Hutt. He is obviously a unique crew card. He takes up 2 crew slots. He costs 5 points and is scum only. Then he reads, when you equip this card, place 1 illicit token on each of your illicit upgrade cards in your squad. When you are instructed to discard an upgrade card, you may discard 1 illicit token on that card instead. So I'm going to get straight into the random craziness the internet is bound to throw up first. And that is, the wording on this card is incorrect. It will need to be errated, or hopefully it will be fixed before the first print run, and they've put the wrong image up, I don't know. But when you are instructed to discard an upgrade card would refer to a ship that Jabba's on. That's obviously not the intent of the card, or you wouldn't place illicit tokens on each card in your squad. So what it should say is, when a ship is when a friendly ship is instructed to discard an upgrade card, you may discard 1 illicit token on that card instead. It might come with a prep card, or the illicit tokens might have a rule card in the pack, in which case that would fix it all as well. So there's different ways of making this work. But obviously, the internet being the internet, we will get the arguments that Jabba doesn't do anything, the upgrade card is useless, blah blah blah, and it's not going to be how it works. So you might as well get used to it. And as fun as it is to do the arguments and stuff like that, it's going to work. And also it's going to be if the tokens function after Jabba's dead, and yeah, they should, in the same way that if you discard the extra munitions card with Boba Fett, the extra munition for a torpedo would still work. But I don't know. It's an interesting debate, but not really interesting enough for me. So do what you want, but I'm pretty sure it'll be FAQ to all work properly as intended. So that's out of the way now. We can actually get onto the card. So scum only, 2 crew slots, really limits his play potential. So I'm going to only do all pictures and stuff for normal play, but I am going to open up with talking about a couple of epic play builds. I feel like you can build a really offensive Jabba the Hutt squad with the C-ROC, the heavy laser turret, all of the stuff to let you get extra dice and generate energy. So you end up sitting with like just shy of an 80-point C-ROC, I think it was. And then you can throw in, the one I liked was doing 6 C-ROC fighters, all of them with Deadeye and homing missiles and salvage cranes and guidance chips. And then they can, even if they roll 3 blanks on the attack roll, you can modify 1 from the C-ROC, you can modify 1 from guidance chips. And you get pretty good fun that way, and you get a good interactions. And then I think there's play for him to be really good in epic play, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. So we are going to look at Jabba the Hutt in standard play. So the only ship that you can field him on at the moment is the YV666. It's a hard one because he's going to take up 2 of the 3 crew slots, and the Transition Slaver thrives on having those crew slots make the ship do the work. You're normally looking at like Forlorn, Dengar, K4, multiple crews, all abilities, all interacting to give you a good synergy. If Jabba's taking up 2 of those crew slots, it makes it relatively difficult. You have to remember that this platform comes in at 29 points. So that is like an Omicron group pilot with Palpatine on it already. So it is not as cheap, and then it doesn't have those same synergies. So you're definitely not building like a scum aces list with Jabba the Hutt as support. It does not work that way. We'll go through and look at some of the things you can do with it though, which will lead us into this page. So here we've got Jabba again, just for reference, and then every illicit card that instructs you to discard it in some way. So we're going to go high points to low points. So we talk about Benaris with hotshot blasters in the article, and it's a solid enough ship. 15 points gives you an effective turreted ship for 2 rounds, and if your opponent's not dealing with them quick enough, they could do a decent amount of damage. I think that there are better ways to do it, but obviously this is maximizing the value you're getting out of Jabba, because the most expensive upgrade, being able to be used twice, maximizes the output. Unfortunately, I don't think Hotshot Blaster was worth 3 points to start with, so this is probably bringing it into about balanced. So it's only Hotshot Blaster becomes okay if you've got Jabba the Hutt, but I don't think this is going to be the best build. Then the other obvious one is Glitter Stim. Glitter Stim giving you full mods for a turn has been really strong. You can do that multiple times. I mean, straight away I went back to thinking about having Sabine with Glitter Stim, and I feel like if Jabba could sit in the Lancer Pursuit Craft on Sabine's ship, it would be really good. But unfortunately, again, you have to put him on a Trando, so then you're really limiting your build. But there are some ships that could benefit from Glitter Stim quite a lot. Then we get into one of my favourite ones to look at. That would be EMP Device. 2 points, so still getting good value from Jabba by being able to use it twice. But you can really mess up some of the builds in the meta at the moment by just ironing them straight away. There's no way around it. The 2 iron tokens are going on, and then if you can position and do it again a second time, you can pretty much walk anybody, any large base ship off the table if they even slightly misposition. So EMP Device and Jabba is going to be scary. As I spoke about in the well, just a minute ago, about the epic list, I think Scavenger Crane could be interesting, because you're getting guaranteed value. Then you can Scavenger Crane to get something else back. Then if your Scavenger Crane goes away, Jabba brings a crane back, so you get to keep that cycle rolling. Again, in standard play, it's not going to be that impressive. Maybe if you did Jabba on a Bosk with some missiles and Scavenger Crane, that might work. But Bosk is going to be a massive target then and just get burnt down really quickly. Another interesting one is Cloaking Device. It gives you a bit of a backup for it. It'd be interesting to see how they rule for Cloaking Device. If you have a token, do you still have to perform a decloak? Because how does it work? If you roll one, discard this card, then it will be so. I'll read it out so you can see or hear my process. At the end of each round, if you are cloaked, roll 1 attack die. On a focus result, discard this card, then decloak or discard your cloak token. So you wouldn't discard the card, you would discard the illicit token, which fulfills that criteria. So I think at the moment you would still be forced to decloak. You could just then recloak. So it'll be interesting to see if they rule that you can remain cloaked because the device isn't dead. That would make it better, because at least then you'd have the options for when you want to do it. But I suppose either way, it's still going to be good. You should get the ability to recloak when you need to. Inertial dampeners, it should speak for itself really. The ability to add a white 0 at any point has proven pretty strong in quite a few competitive squads. Being able to double that ability, whilst it's only a 1 point upgrade, the actual value you can get out of that is quite high. So I think that's fine. Rigged cargo chute, again, it can help you litter the table with cargo chutes, but no one's going to do it because you'd have to buy Or potentially, if you double it all up, you could now end up in Epic Games having to buy like 20 Lancers. Sorry about that. And then Burnout Swam. This one's one of my favourites again. It runs in the same circles as Inertial Dampeners. Being able to do the extra swam to get your repositioning is really strong, can help bring something back into a fight. And in honesty, this is the upgrade I'll be putting on my my transition swaver to make sure I can get the value out of it and get him back into a fight after he's gone through, people get behind him. Being able to do 3 bank into 3 bank gives you a good amount of turn and gets you well away from the combat zone to a reapproach, and then being able to do that a second time in the game, not necessarily right after, you don't need to do it 2 turns in a row, but can just really help a positional game, and that's what's going to win most games of X-Wing. So overall, I think in standard squads, if you're going to play Jabba, you're probably going to be looking at some combination of Burnout Swam on probably the ship that he's on, so probably on the transition to keep it in play. Then EMP device has got a really strong strong bid in for being usable with Jabba in standard play, in my opinion. And then other than that, I think you get into gimmicky lists. Inertial Dampeners, I don't know if you'll get enough value out of them by just taking the same thing over and over again. Like the ships where it's going to be usable, I don't think you can get enough of them for it to be good. So I think, I don't know, for standard play, 5 points to crew is dependent on the platform. If Scum suddenly get access to the Wookiee gunship, and this is awesome, but at the moment they don't, so I don't know what to say. Scum really need a second ship that can hold 2 crew, and then Jabba will be rejudged on that. Yeah, let me know your guys' opinions if you think it's going to be useless or any broken combinations that I've missed. I think this is all of the illicit upgrades you can take where it will affect them, but I could be wrong. Obviously, any illicit could be Boba Fetted away, so there's always that aspect as well. Yeah, let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching, everybody.